shout out to everybody. I want to talk about something going on because I think I have another dilemma. I'm gonna have to talk to you guys about this dilemma. Hit the like button, hit the hype button if you can. The hype button. So I've got the Falsy K7, right? So it's basically a gaming DAC. It's only $200. And it's got an AKM chip in it. And, you can change it's got kind of like, you can change the bass and treble on it, but you can't change the mid range. If you want to do something like that, you have to use equalizer APO or some third party thing in order to be able to make adjustments, or maybe Dolby Atmos and stuff like that. On the unit itself, it does not give you too many options to EQ. Other than bass, you can increase the bass and you can increase the treble if you prefer. So it gives you like that V-shaped gaming signature, whatever. But it's really good. The clarity, and I've been using the Fosi K7 with the REO Organics, and I love it. Right, the Fosi K7. I ran across I was on Reddit, and somebody was asking. They were just the same question that I had. Would the K17 be an upgrade from the Fosi K7 gaming deck? And I want to say this, honestly, after just going back and forth, and I've got the K17 right here, right? It's right here, right? Fosi K7 is in my bag. I take it to work, if I want to game on the go or something like that. Now that I've had this FiiO K17 for a while, about 2 weeks now, I've been able to A/B test it a lot against the Fosi K7, and you guys are going to be very surprised. The Fosi K7 is very close to this, very close to the K17. Even though the K17 has two chips, two AKM chips, and it's got the flagship chips in it, I really feel like this thing is very similar in sound. There are if I'm playing Arc Raiders, there's a couple more things I might hear when I'm in the lobby with the FiiO K17 that I don't really hear on the Fosi K7, but you hear so much on the Fosi K7. It's just maybe a faint voice or something in the background. Is it really worth paying $700 and something more to hear that, right? And then I'm listening to music. I'm running through a lot of my playlists on the Cobuzz or whatever. And I'm listening to music on my Fosi K7. I'm listening to it on the FiiO K17. And it's just it's either the same or it's just a little better on the FiiO K17. And I wanted to do this because a lot of times we get products and it's just you're in a honeymoon phase of the product, and you thinking you're hearing a whole lot more things that you may not actually be hearing. There is obviously a lot of presets and things that you can do with the FiiO K17. Now I'm talking about with EQ off, right? And I'm just going between both of them. They're very, very close. Now, if you start adjusting EQ and you start messing around with stuff like that, you can make the Fosi K17, sound really bass intensive, or you can increase in treble, whatever. With the FiiO K17, you can do a lot with the PQ on the website. Now, if you're not on the website, you're very limited on what you can do. Other than you can choose from adjustments, equalizer adjustments, classical, pop, hip hop, all of that stuff, right? You can do that on the unit, and then you can choose to whether or not you want it to sound fast, slow, all of that. It's got quite a few things you can do on the FiiO K17. But for my main use and what I do with it, I like to have the K17 on. If I'm gaming, I do like the way the classical sounds a lot better than EQ off or anything else. I've tried the holographic preset that's on the PC. You could just choose it or upload it to the FiiO K17. I've tried a lot of them, and the holographic is the one I really like. It sounds really good. It opens it up a little bit. I don't feel like the K17 is necessarily wider than the FiiO K7. I think they're kind of close. They're very close. And size and width, like very close. Unless you go to holographic and you start messing around with the EQ settings or whatever, like on the app with the FiiO 17. Other than that, like I think the soundstage is very similar, and for this thing, like the Fosi K7 to be, what is it, $200? And then the FiiO K17 is $700 and something dollars more than that, like $760 more than the Falsy K7. I could not, like, if somebody was saying, all right, well, unless you, all right, so here's the thing, right? The Falsy K7 sounds more dynamic to me. So like it's built for gaming in mind. So like if I'm playing any type of video game, like the bass, like the texture of the bass, everything, it feels like it's more slam, it's more like emphasis on like the bass, like all of that. And it's planar magnetic driver that I'm using. Like it does like a phenomenal job with it. Like I love it. Right. And then I switched to the FiiO K17. And it's like I may be able to hear like a few more things, like in the whatever the game I'm playing, right? Just maybe a couple more things. But I miss the impact and everything that I get from the FiiO case, the Fosi K7. Like I do miss that. So what I find myself doing is like on the equalizer APO, like raising the bass, right? Or I'll do it on the PC, I'll raise the bass or something like that. But then it's like I don't feel like the bass it has the same weight as the Fosi K7. I think the Fosi K7 has better bass weight to it. I feel like the K17, it's got bass, but it's like a softer bass, right? And it's like it's textured a little bit different, but it's not that bam, like that slam type of bass that I like. So even when I'm listening to like hip hop songs and stuff like that, to me, the Fosi K7 sounds better. Like with music like that or EDM and stuff like that, like the Fosi K7 actually sounds better. Now, if I'm listening to like R&B or like you know like any music, like any singer, any female vocalist, anything, like the K17 is gonna sound better until you get to like those parts of the music that I like, right? Which is the bass, you know what I mean? Like, but if you listen to something, or let's say you listen to Whitney Houston, you want to hear something sound wide open, right? Like when she's singing "I Will Always Love You," whatever. I mean, they're close. They're very close. I don't think, now that I've been going back and forth, right? Because I'm like, all right, it's coming up on time. Like, what do I really think with this thing? Initial impression, I love the box. I love the way the FiiO K17 looks. I like the adjustment. I like the control. I like that I feel like I have a ton of power, right? I don't feel like this thing's going to run out of power at all. But the Falsy K7, I feel like has a ton of power. I don't feel like that thing's going to run out of power at all. I feel like both drive my planar magnetic drive as well. Even my from my RE Organics to my Edition XV or my LCDXs, I feel like they both they're easy to drive, like, for the most part. Edition XV is probably a little more difficult than the rest of them, but I mean, they both drive them like very well. I think there's something about the FiiO K17 that I know people like this, but it's something that I don't really like with it, right? It kind of gives you, it's like a liquidy, it's like a revealing sound, but it's liquidy at the same time. Some people love that, right? At first I liked it, but then like when I go back to the Fosi K7, I'm just like, it's there, but it's not as much of a liquidy sound, right? But it's there. You get more of a transparent like sound with the Fosi K7, and then you can like increase the bass or the treble, right? But you can't like do anything with the mid range. But I do feel like that liquidy sound is there a little, but not as emphasized as it is on the FiiO K17. I feel like if you want something low key analytical but not harsh, and you do like that, like liquidy sound, you might like the FiiO K17. Some people may like it. A lot of people are saying this is a reference system, they're just sticking with it. But I don't know, man. Like I'm really like it's very difficult for me to pay more money than what this Fosi K7 is. Like the Fosi K7 is to me like really good. It's really good. And this is a gaming DAC that's $200. And it makes me wonder, like, are we just spending way too much money on this stuff? Because I'm going back and forth, like, bro, when I tell you, bro, for these 2 weeks, I've been like racking my brain with this. And the reason why is because I really love the way the FiiO K17 looks on the desk, everything. Like, I really love it. Like, it looks amazing. Like, you know what I mean? But I can't like realistically get on here and be like, this sounds like way better than the Fosi K7. You know, initially I thought it did, but then I forgot, like when I had the Fosi K7, I had equalizer APO off, but then like I turned it back on and then it kind of got to where the FiiO K17 was. And I'm just like, oh, so, I mean, these sound too similar for real. So would the FiiO K17 be an upgrade from the Fosi K7? Yes, but not what you think, right? If you want more gain settings, yes. If you want like some presets or whatever, yes. It's gonna be a lit, like if you're playing Arc Raiders, that's like it's got a lot of stuff going on in that game. The K17 is it is gonna be a little bit more revealing. You might hear a couple more things that you don't hear on the K7, but it's so much going on in the game, you don't even really miss the couple things that you might hear because you're enjoying like the dynamics of the Falsy K7. You see what I'm saying? Like when the bass hits or something, it's everything. Like if I'm playing Mortal Kombat or something like that, the Fosi K7 is just, it's it. Like I love that thing, right? And I understand that K17 is not meant to be anything with gaming. It's just for critical listening or sitting down enjoying music is what it is. And I think it does good with that. But I also think the Fosi K7 does good with that. If I had somebody that was asking me, I got $1,000 and I want an AKM DAC, right? And I'm choosing between these two, the Fosi K7 and the K17. I'm hearing a lot about the K17. What would you do? I would tell them to keep I would tell them to just keep the Fosi K7, bro. Get the Fosi K7. That's what I would tell them. This is not like your traditional channel. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, just to get you guys to spend a whole bunch of money. I bought this stuff with my own money. A lot of these guys that get products in a review and they're excited they get the products in. It's like me, I got a product in, but I bought it. Nobody gave it to me. And some people feel like they want to do a favor for the people that gave them the product. I'm just being real with y'all. I think the Fosi K7 is just too good, bro. Like I think it's too good. But if you want like a vintage look and you want like more outputs and stuff like that, that's where like the upgrade would be from the K7, because then you can use the Fosi K17 just as a DAC, or maybe you want to add something to it or whatever. You have plenty of outputs to do whatever you want, right? So that would be the upgrade for it. But if you're just talking about sound, it's a minor upgrade from the Fosi K17, minor, and that just goes to show you like how well the K17 was put together. But that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Got some more product coming in and we're going to talk about it, but that's my opinion. That's my thoughts. I'm out, y'all. Peace.